Greetings, greetings. I hope you're doing great. Wherever you are, whenever you are watching this video. As always, drivers question and answers, Q&A. Hey, if you have any, let me try to get the link in chat here. Let me try to get this link in the chat. Hopefully YouTube send out these notifications. Yep, 800 subscribers. Chilling here at the Kansas City Terminal, Hirschbach Kansas City Terminal. My trainee and I stopped in. It will be here for the night for a 10-hour break. Big up my brethren, see, he headed to Jamaica, 100%. Hi, Sean, I don't know if it is possible. Click on the link in the live stream and see if it will have you pop on the chat. Maybe you have any questions. Questions and answer, man. 800 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I really respect and appreciate all the love, man. All the love. But if you have any questions tonight, I want to hear them. It is one hot day. I drove from Minnesota this morning through Iowa to Nebraska, from Nebraska to Missouri, from Missouri, and I'm here in Kansas, and I am picking up a load tomorrow that heads out to Indiana. So what's going on, Sean? Where are you at? How are those loads out there? Let me see here. Let me see if I got a few comments. Oh, no comments yet. YouTube probably still sending out those notifications. Yeah, just want to say a big thanks again for the big 800. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. On our way to 1,000 subscribers. In Orlando, okay, hanging with the family. That's important. Family time, fam. You got to do that. Bring back some roast bread fruit. Or some ackee and saltfish from down there in Florida. What is some of the best things I could say about working for Hirschbach? Some of the best things about working for Hirschbach, well, for me personally, the opportunity to grow. So the salary is good. You could train, you could make extra money there. Safety bonuses, stuff like that. I am also on a dedicated account, which gets me home every weekend. So gotta love that too. You know what I mean? Good relationship with my dispatch or fleet manager. A lot of good things. Are there some hurdles from time to time? Yeah. The other day, my truck broke down, blew a clutch, and I had to get a rental truck from Penske because they didn't have a truck at Hirschbach to put me in right away. And that truck from Penske, oh my goodness, no APU. But Hirschbach did hook me up. They did give me a hotel room to sleep in every night while I was operating that truck. And then once they put a new clutch into this truck here, I was good to go. I would say if you're coming through the training process, you might not get a brand new 2022 right out the gate. They probably give you a 2021 or a 2020 or something like that just to see how you're driving. You will probably notice that the truck that you got have 200,000-300,000 miles on it. Those are the trucks that they are calling in right now. So you might not have that truck for long. Just take good care of it. Make sure you're on time with your loads. Make sure you try to, don't get any preventable accidents, any speeding tickets, stuff like that. And pretty soon you probably get a newer truck. I noticed they don't just put a student in a brand new 2022 right away. Sean, what you say now? Have you thought about doing the lease purchase? Yes, I have thought about it. I was discussing that with my trainee, with my student today. The lease purchase is really good, because with Hirschbach, let's say you don't have a CDL. You could get your CDL with Hirschbach, do 1 year under a standard lease. And then after that 1 year, you sign the lease purchase, which takes about 4 years. So 5 years, you could have your own truck paid off, and you're getting paid while operating that equipment during the lease and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say it's a bad setup at all. I have thought about it. Damien, I emailed you. Okay. What are some of the questions I should be asking a recruiter when calling for training with Hirschbach? Uh, the pay. If you don't have a CDL, the orientation process. Um, what is guaranteed pay during training, after training, while if you don't get a trainer right away, while you're waiting for a trainer, stuff like that. So another question you might want to ask them about the equipment. Don't just take a driver word for it who drives for Hirschbach. Talk to a recruiter. They probably give you a different perspective. You know what I mean? And also, it's good to call around to other companies and compare. You know what I mean? Because what might work best for you for a reason with one company might not be best with another company. Any more questions? Okay, Damien, I'll check my email and I will shoot you a number pretty soon, fam. Or you could just put your number in the email and I'll call you as soon as I get some time. Whatever works. Click on the link if anyone want to hop in on the live stream and see. I want to see how this thing works. I want to test it out if I can actually have another driver on here. Hirschbach seem to have the best reviews. Yeah, it is a good company. I can't lie, not because I drive for them. And if you are really looking for a company to grow with, I think there are a lot of opportunities with Hirschbach where you can grow. You know what I mean? If you're a female driver, they need female trainers. So they need male trainers too. They need people in the office. They need instructors at the yard to help the guys who are coming through the CDL school as well, both in East Dubuque and down here in Kansas City. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of opportunities. So if you're driving for a while and you decide you want to take a break off the road, that is an avenue that you could look into. Now, for the lease option, do I have to already have my LLC established? Can they do it for me like Prime Inc? They can do the LLC for you like Prime Inc. And they also have an in-house tax company that handles the tax for drivers. So not only will they set up your LLC, they will also set up your tax. And not only the taxes for just your LLC, they also do the taxes for like regular day-to-day stuff, which I think is a good setup. Contact the lease department at Hirschbach and ask for Garrett, and he can run them. I also have a couple videos about Hirschbach lease program. When I was with Prime, I was a company driver. I did not do their lease. Are you leasing over there at Prime Inc., Sean? Sorry. Let me know. But yeah, Hirschbach has a lot of good reviews, and you'll ask some drivers who work for Hirschbach, and some of them might not have so much good reviews because sometimes, man, different people have different experiences with companies. You will run into a guy and he'll tell you, I'm at Prime Inc. for 8 years. You're running to someone who is at CR England for 5 years. And then you'll run into a driver that will tell you they want nothing to do with these companies. You know what I mean? Different people have different experiences. This is why you have to do a thorough research. Before I pick a company, when I was going to try to get my CDL, I did research after research after research. You know what I mean? Any more questions? What's your plan, future plan? That's a vivid question. In terms of trucking, um, my future plan is to make as much money as I can. And sometimes I think about owning my own truck. But let me tell you something. I've talked to a lot of owner operators. A lot of them are miserable. They won't tell you this. And a lot of them or wish they might have well just stayed company driver because the money that they make being an owner operator goes back into paying the mechanic. It goes back into paying taxes. The truck broke down into truck parts, but if you have a good setup and you are disciplined, you can make good money as an owner operator. Don't get me wrong. You have some brokers out there, man. They're the ones who make it hard for owner ops. They'll get a load for $4,000 and try to sell you that load for 2005 and pocket the change and still try to take a percentage off that 2005. There's just so much trickery that goes on in the trucking business that I think if you sit down with people who have been in it for a while, there are a lot of guys who bought trucks, sold their trucks, and they're back in a company truck where if anything is wrong with the truck, the company takes care of it. You know what I mean? So for me, I go back and forth on it. But the greatest joy for me in trucking is to see people get their CDL, is to see my students get out of training and get their own truck. So that's good for me. And at the same time, you try to pay down on your debt. You know what I mean? Just increase your credit score. Try to set up yourself. A lot of people will come into trucking with a fantasy. Oh, I'm gonna lease and then buy my own truck and this and that. And a lot of times it doesn't necessarily go that way. You know, they are challenges and you have to be disciplined. If you are not a disciplined person, you should not be leasing. If you are not a person who know how to crunch numbers, you should not be leasing. There are some simple things like fueling, like how fast, how fast you drive to save on fuel, stuff like that. You know, where you fuel, when you fuel, what kind of loads you take, what kind of loads you turn down, how often you go home, because there's the truck payment aspect of it, there's the tax aspect of it. I mean, there is tax write-off and things like that. So if you know how to play the game, if you are already business minded, it's a good setup for you. You're right. I'm using trucking as a resource to build other streams of income. There you go. Hey, what if you sit in the truck for 2, 3, 4 years and you're buying some stocks that pay dividend or something like that, or you start a little business and you start to fund that business until it takes off while you're still earning a salary driving a truck. There's other ways to be successful, you know. And don't get me wrong, getting your own truck is a damn good way to make money. But you have to know the ins and outs. You have to have a very good mechanic because some of these mechanics out there, they rip off truck drivers. I hate to say it. 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, a lot of these mechanics out there, they are ripping off truck drivers, man. They'll tell you they fix a problem, and a week later, the same problem reoccurs, and you're in trouble. And then you have to know the kind of truck that you're buying. I know this guy that had, I think he had like 40 or 45,000 saved up, and he used that with some financing to buy himself a truck, thinking he was gonna be an owner operator, and he got a bad deal on the truck that he got. I think like After 2 months of owning the truck, the engine blew, went, all kind of crap. And there are guys that know that's why I say you have to know what you're doing. There are guys that, they bring a mechanic when they're going to buy a truck. They know what to look for when they're buying a truck. But you can use trucking to source other streams of income. You can use trucking to minimize your debt, increase your credit score, while still doing something else. And at the end of the day, what you have, which is valuable, is trucking experience plus your CDL. Any other questions? I have a question for everyone on the live. If you could please type in the chat, what make you want to be a truck driver? Did you like trucking from you were young? Did someone sell you a story about how much money you could make in trucking or how fun it is? What made you want to be a truck driver? And if you are already driving, what do you like about it best? Let's see some answers. Yeah, because before you come into trucking, you run into people that will tell you so much stuff about the industry. And then when you get into it, it might not be as they say, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Does Hirschbach have dry van or just reefer? They have the reefer, but if you turn the reefer off, you could pull a dry load. just like when you're there Prime, Sean. I think you're Jamaican, so you know the maths. Just like when you're at Prime. If you're pulling a FedEx load, all you have to do is basically turn off the reefer and you're good to go. Damien said money. Okay. Well, set up yourself. Make sure you are doing the right research to know how to make the most money, because you're spending valuable time away from family and friends to begin with. Sometimes in trucking, you see your friends on social media. They're at birthday parties. They're at weddings. They're at every darn thing. They're at concerts. And you are at a truck stop. You're probably at a Love's in Arizona or somewhere up in Tennessee. And that can be a little bit depressing about this trucking lifestyle. So make sure you know that's what you're in it for. So you look for the avenues that will assist you along the way. Sean, why did you join trucking? And how has it been? Is it living up to what you thought it would be? I ran into a student the other day. He said he was making $1,400. No, he was making $1,600 a week because he was teaming with Hirschbach. $1,600 guarantee. He just got his CDL, and he said that's not enough. Now, I don't know what kind of research he did, but you just come into the trucking industry, $1,600 a week consistently, doesn't sound like a bad setup for someone with not even 6 months driving experience on your CDL, because you're going to take time before you can get these jobs. A lot of these jobs that pay 100 and change, 100,000 plus per year, they want you to have at least 2 or 3 years experience, plus a clean driving record. Hey, Billy, what's up? What's up? I ran into you the other day. Hope all is well, man. 9:30 testing out early. Yep, I had some guys test out today. They messaged me. Congratulations to Elvis. I think only 3 guys failed. Congratulations to everyone who passed their CDL test today up there in East Dubuque. I've been getting a few phone calls. Honestly, the freedom is the main reason why I got into trucking, and the ability to grow as a person. Okay. And that's a good reason, Sean. That's a good reason. There's a lot of freedom, you don't get, the thing what I like with trucking is you don't necessarily have someone standing over you or calling you every 5 minutes. You get a load, you know where you're picking it up, you know where you're dropping it off, you plan your schedule. The ability to grow as a person Yeah, trucking will do that because you do a lot of reflecting out here. Maybe a little bit too much sometimes. Because it's just you, the steering wheel, and those white lines. You think about what you want to think about, and you think about what you do not want to think about. I'm on week 3. This is Billy, but asked if I wanted to test out. Pretty excited. Well, the only reason they ask if you want to test out early is because you're doing great, Billy. You're doing great. And you've been watching the best channel on YouTube, right? Hey, go knock that out. I told you, I talked to you the other day. I said, go knock that out the park and come back on Sunday at 7 p.m. and comment in the chat. I got my CDL. I'm prophesying it. I'm a prophet. You got this. Hey, Billy, why did you choose to join the trucking industry? I'm interested to know. And I'm going to put a link to the chat. I'm going to put a link to the channel in chat. If you want to hop on and say hi or have any questions, just click on the link. And if you want to hide your video, if you don't want to show your face, I know some people don't, you could just close it up. Let me see if I can. Yep. I want to see how this live stream works, if I can actually get another driver on here. And thank you, everyone, for getting me up to 800 subscribers. This is a true story. Believe in yourself. I remember when I started my YouTube channel, I used to watch other people with 300, 400, 500 subscribers. And I had like 10 subscribers for like a while, I think about a month or 3 months, something like that. It took me a while to grow. And I just kept being consistent, and here I am, 800 subscribers today. Let's see how this thing works.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey,
How's it going, man?
good. Yeah, pretty excited.
Oh man. So you're gonna be testing out early, I guess.
Yes, yeah, Thor came up to me and said, 9:30 Thursday, fairgrounds. I'm like, all right.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
Were you having some problem with that 45? Were you the one who was?
no,
No, it wasn't you. Must
no,
have been some.
I didn't have to do the 45. I didn't have a CDL yet.
Okay, okay.
I had to
So
do
you do a lot of parallel. You do a lot of
yeah,
parallel.
yeah,
Offside. What is it? Offset.
yeah, straight line, offset, and then parallel.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So you got three trip all memorized or what?
yeah, yeah. I did that with Mac today.
Okay.
Gave me a handshake. He's like, "Good job, man."
Okay. Okay. I'm rooting for you because I know getting your CDL can be a life-changing opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I've never driven one, but my dad and my brother used to, so I just, in the passenger seat. But
So is that why you came into trucking?
yeah, and I was tired of the factory work.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing before. I'm like, I got 4 kids.
Factories, I did hospitality. I was a manager for a garbage truck company for 12 years back in Jamaica. National Solid Waste Management. Shout out if anybody is watching who knows that company. But yeah, that's what I did. And trucking has been life changing.
Yeah.
And the best part I like is you guys meeting new people, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome meeting you the other day. That was cool.
Man, I really appreciate you hopping on, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Chilling down here in Kansas City, a lot smaller terminal compared to East Dubuque.
Yeah.
They got a smaller area where the students do their training and stuff. But it's still a pretty nice setup they got down here.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to get out of this hotel.
It's about. Are you at that Best Western?
What?
You're at that Best Western?
No, the Baymont Inn.
The Baymont Inn. Okay.
Up here by Hobby Lobby, off 20.
Okay. How is the other guy doing? What's his name? Henry.
I'm not sure which one that one is.
I think it's a Latino guy that I met the other day. He was out there walking.
Oh, out on the range there.
Out on the range.
I think he's doing good.
Because he already has his GPS, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been down on the lower lot, the dirt lot, and I think he's up on the top lot.
So for everybody that's watching, how is the CDL training? How was the orientation? I have a guy on here, Damien. He's wondering about coming to Hirschbach. How has everything been so far? What would you say are the challenges? What do you like most about it?
What I like is the first day I got there, I was greeted with family right off the get-go. The instructors are awesome, and listen to what they are telling you because it helps you. And if you don't understand it, ask them.
Exactly. Thank you for clearing that up.
In orientation, I mean, the first couple of days kind of boring as paperwork, but things you got to do. But other than that, in the pre-trip, it's kind of overwhelming at first, but once they go over it with you, it's pretty
good. Did you fly you, or how did you get to Hirschbach? Did they take care of your travel expenses on the way there?
Yeah, I only live 4 hours away from here, but they did reimburse me for driving up here.
Okay. Well, there's some answers for you, Damien.
Yeah, but I have heard people, Greyhound or flying or driving up here, whichever way, they do reimburse you up to a certain amount.
And then you get 3 meals a day and you get lodging.
Yep.
And you get paid during training.
Yep. You definitely won't go hungry. That's for sure.
Did they tell you a bonus you get that once you get seated on a truck?
Yeah, 300 and then but it's taxed, so around 250 or something like that.
Yep. Man, when I was coming to Hirschbach, I got so excited about those sign-on bonuses and all those because I already had my CDL, so I was told you get $1,000 in orientation on another 3,000 sign-on bonus. So every damn thing was taxed.
Yeah.
I was mad. I'm like, come on. Drug test? What did they give you for what did you do for drug test?
Urine and then hair follicle.
Okay.
So, yep.
And how about the agility test? Can you tell them about the agility test? I was telling someone that it's not that crazy.
Oh yeah, it's easy. You, I think it's 25 pounds you lift. Then you got to lift them over your head a few times and then back up. And then you walk with them to make sure you don't have no knee problems or whatever. And then you got to crawl. But yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, I tell people it's not that. The hardest part about the training for me, I think, is the backing. And if you stay focused on it and you pay attention to what is being taught, you will knock it out the park.
Yeah, like I said, I've never been in one. I was nervous as heck just doing the straight line.
Hey, you're talking about that? You know what was crazy for me? Just put it on hands. I knew nothing about trucking, man. Putting on the grand hand wheels alone, I was like, But you know what? I knew I would be successful because I wasn't afraid to try.
Yes, exactly.
I wasn't afraid to try.
And
Inner said to me, man, you know nothing about this.
yeah, and they,
This trailer, I could back this trailer pretty much anywhere. Go ahead.
but I mean, as long as you, I mean, the instructors tell you exactly what you need to do to get it in the box, pay attention, and if you don't understand, ask them. That's what they're there for. You know,
Yeah,
and some days you might just put it right in there in the box every single time. Next time you might struggle with it. But it's
some
key.
than some. And even out here in the trucking industry, no matter how long you're driving for, you would pull up at a shipper or a receiver and bam, 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 and you're in. And then you have another day that you're like, hey, I'm off a little bit, you know, no matter how long you're driving.
Yeah. But it's also, they also like that because then you put yourself into a, like, how am I going to fix this? You know? Because it's not always going to be perfect.
Exactly. Well, man, I just want to tell you, congratulations in advance. I know you're going to knock this out the park. When it comes to the pre-trip, just pay attention on that in-cab because while you can, let me fix this, sorry. While you can lose a point here or there on the engine compartment or the door or the coupling,
Yeah.
the in-cab, you have some things there that's automatic fail.
Yeah. The air brake, the leak, the lap.
To get out the truck to walk around to do any inspection, always take the key with you.
Yeah.
Because that's a safety thing, you know.
Yeah. So nobody takes off in it.
Yep.
Okay.
Would
Yeah.
you be qualified if it's against your religion to shave? I'm pretty sure they have people who have religious situations, so they probably just let them do. Just call and speak to a recruiter, Damien. But you said you shoot me an email, so I'll hit you with my number. I'm not gonna stay on here too long. Billy, thank you so much, my friend, for coming on. Since I know I'm trying to get a little bit tech savvy here, so I can have a driver pin and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. 800 strong. As I always say, stay safe wherever you are, whenever you are watching this video. See you soon, guys. Respect, Billy. Respect.
Thank you.